Hey guys, I am Kevin Zellman. I am with David Cook. How are you doing
Good,
today?
man. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Wonderful.
I'm doing well. We are backstage at your concert here at the Troubadour.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
excited for the show tonight?
I am. We played it for the first time last year or maybe the year before. I can't remember which. When I lived in LA, I came to shows here pretty frequently, and such a great room, such a rich history, and the fact that they put my name on the marquee for a night is pretty rad.
We'll start from the beginning. People know you from American Idol.
Yes.
You won American Idol.
I did.
What was that whole experience like for you?
Kind of auditioned on a lark. Wasn't really sure what the hell I was
You were
doing.
with your brother.
Yeah, and kind of fell backwards into the whole deal, and but it was a great experience, and obviously it worked out. But I made friends with so many great people, people behind the scenes at the show, and it's such a small little fraternity. I mean, it's
You just want to talk to the idols from your season, the contestants?
yeah. I think as years have gone by, we touch base a little less. I think lives get a little crazy, as we all get older and start to have families and kids and all that stuff. But yeah, we all try to keep in touch, especially, last year we unfortunately lost Mike Johns, and that was tough on everybody. But it kind of, I think, re-emphasized the importance of us kind of keeping in touch.
You have an Idol family. Last season, you came back on American Idol as a mentor.
Yes.
What was that full circle moment like?
It was a little weird at first because I didn't, it kind of hit me pretty quickly that it had been that long. But I enjoyed it, man. It was they were a cool group and really open to I guess whatever help I tried to offer them. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know if it'll happen again this year. I'm not really sure what's going on with the show. So,
Are you currently watching?
I haven't tuned in. We've been so busy. We did a month of tour prep for this, and we've been out on the road since the beginning of February, and so I haven't really been around a TV. So I'm hoping once I get home I can play catch up.
Right, exactly. I have to say I'm a huge Idol fan.
Yeah.
So, and I was actually at the finale when you won.
Oh, right on.
I was in the audience.
Yeah.
And I have to say, still to this day, I think the most memorable moment is you singing Billie Jean.
Oh, right on. Right
I
on.
still have it on my iPod. It's present day, you moved to Nashville.
I did, yeah.
And a lot of people associate Nashville with country music.
They do.
But that's not the case for you, correct?
No. I did start writing. I got into some country circles out there, and I've started writing for some country artists. But no, for my own stuff, I will say it actually had an adverse effect. I think it allowed me creatively to kind of go down some different avenues and try some different things. And so I think our new stuff is definitely. I still think there's some rock overtones there, but it does lean a little pop. Yeah. I can say that dirty word, a little pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Totally. So you have a new album coming out.
Yes.
And I tweeted out saying that I was going to interview you.
Right on.
And a lot of people wanted to know one question.
Okay.
Or two questions, actually. When is it coming out,
Yeah.
and what's the title? Can you tell us anything?
Manager, am I allowed to say anything yet? I got the shrug. The record is close. We finished tracking, and now it's just a matter of kind of putting all the various pieces in place, and figuring out the best way to get it out to people. The name I've got. I'm going to wait till the last minute on this because I've got two names in mind, and I can't tell which one. If I can't figure it out pretty soon, I might have to go to a Twitter fan vote, but I'm not there yet, so we're close.
You're doing a lot of songwriting on this album.
Yeah.
What's your songwriting process?
Man, it depends on the song, and who I'm writing with. I've done writing sessions where everything falls together real quick, and it's usually, typically I go music first, then lyrics, so I do feel like, with my process, like the vibe of the music's going to kind of dictate where the lyrics go. I try to pull from everything. I think especially with the new record, I tried to still pull from, I think, past experience a little bit, but also just not put parameters on whatever the hell was inspiring me. So I think this new record is probably about as creative as I've felt, I think, since Idol.
I heard on the album that you have almost like a EDM dance track, right? It's called, I have it right here, it's called Eyes on You.
EDM dance track. All right, well, no, I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Yeah. Producing that song, I kind of wanted it to have a little bit of Musy Panic Station kind of vibe. So it might have fallen into EDM. Okay. That's awesome. I hadn't heard that before. I like that.
Yeah?
I'll go with that. Yeah.
What's the inspiration behind that song?
I think I read an article about the U.S. drone program, and I for some reason, like reading it, I got to thinking like, how funny would it be if like, you know, whoever the president is at any given moment or whatever used the U.S. drone program to spy on like an ex-girlfriend or something.
You mentioned before you're currently on tour.
Yes.
What can fans expect from your shows?
It's a different thing every night. You know, I think, and that's honestly one of the things we've really prided ourselves on the past 7 years is every night we play a different set list. We don't usually, and I say usually because pretty much never use routine banter. And I think the end result of that is I think it's a show that's unique to each crowd and each night. Because, you know, there've been a couple times when I've been to multiple shows of an artist on one tour, and when it's the same show, I don't necessarily feel cheated. I think I find myself like the second or the third time I see the show kind of looking around the peripherals a little bit and maybe not just zoning in on the vibe of the room and the vibe of the moment. And so, you know, hopefully the way that we're doing it allows each crowd to feel like they're getting something unique and getting more than what they paid for.
It's a very intimate crowd with you. You like to talk to the audience.
I do, yeah, for better or for worse.
How do you pick out who you're going to be talking to or about?
You know, a lot of the time it's in the middle of a song when I should probably be paying attention to the song. I'll find something and be like, okay, when the song's over, I got to talk about that. The other night it kind of bit me a little bit. I started talking about the next song we were going to play. Halfway through the story, I realized the story I was telling had nothing to do with the song we were about to play. So, and rather than be professional and just kind of work through it and tie it all together, I just said, I think I just gave up and just started playing the song. So, but at least that was unique to that night. So for better or for worse, every show's, you know, its own thing.
You and your fans, you've raised over $1 million for brain tumor research.
Yes, yeah.
How do you want to thank your fans for that? Because that's a big amount of money.
Oh God, you know, thank you is extremely trite in that scenario. You know, I think. Look, you know, the story's been told. You know, my brother lost his battle with a brain tumor in 2009, and you know, fans. That could have easily just been like a story. It's here, it's gone, moving on, and man, the fans they really took the reins, and you know, man, it's my name on the website or whatever, and it's my name on the team, but that's all them. You know, for 7 years now, they've been extremely supportive, and anytime I've asked them, you know, to help donate or whether it be money, time, they're always there, and that's huge. So I can say thank you, and I will thank you, but that doesn't cut it at all.
Lastly, we're from USC.
Okay.
What's any advice you have for students who want to enter the music industry?
Each artist's experience is a little different. But the one common thread that I've always found, kind of talking to other musicians and stuff, is no. The word no it's a big part of the industry, you know. And I think I've lost count of how many times I got told no before I went to Omaha and auditioned for this weird TV show and got told yes. So no is a very powerful word if you utilize it correctly. No might be the best word in the music industry if you can use it the right way.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. Good luck tonight. Great
Thanks so much, man. Nice talking.